We were all sitting around together, and Martin was sitting in a chair looking toward the TV set. And when LBJ said, "And we shall overcome," we all cheered, and I looked over toward Martin, and Martin was very quietly sitting in the chair, and a tear ran down his cheek. It was a victory like none other. It was an affirmation of the movement.
But SNCC didn't see any victory. In Montgomery, where they had moved operations, they were being beaten by Alabama police as they tried to confront Governor Wallace.
Points that we agree on, and there are still points that we must negotiate before we come to a final resolution of the problem.
Martin Luther King tried to calm the situation in Montgomery while waiting, still, for the court decision on the march.
Pull it back. Let me give you this statement, which I think will come
Get the mic down.
as an expression of deep joy to all of us. Judge Johnson has just ruled that we have a legal and constitutional right to march from Selma to Montgomery.
The judge's action cleared the way for the march, but Governor Wallace still refused to provide the necessary protection. So President Johnson federalized the Alabama National Guard. Sunday, March 21st, only 62 days after the campaign began, 3,200 people gathered at Brown Chapel Church for the journey to Montgomery.
We are going to walk non-violently and peacefully to let the nation and the world know that we are tired now. We've lived with slavery and segregation 345 years. We waited a long time for freedom. We are trying to remind the nation of the urgency of the moment. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to transform Alabama, the heart of Dixie, to a state with a heart for brotherhood and peace and goodwill. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. Let's move the line a little faster.
We're marching on to freedom land. We're marching on to freedom land. God, our strength from day to day as we walk the narrow way. We're going forward. We're going forward. One day we're going to be free. Oh, we're marching on. Come on, to freedom land. Come on. We're marching on to freedom land. God, our strength. God, our strength from day to day as we walk the narrow way. As we walk the narrow way. We're going forward. We're going forward. One day we're going to be free. One day we're going to be free.
Do you have any feelings about this march?
No, I'm glad to get rid of the ones that are leaving, but I wish they'd come back and get the rest of them.
Darling, how you doing? Glad to see you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Why are you marching?
so we can be free and just, and so other people can be free, and so troopers can't hit no one.
All right.
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and I've answered a call for the Interracial Council there in Kansas City to join the march here. These ideals that have been expressed by all the people have been mine for a long time. I've had an opportunity to do something about it now.
Well, Hollywood, California. I'm an actor, and I just decided I've got to come. I've got to see what it's all about, and I feel very deeply about the situation. And for the first time, I realize what the Negro position is, because here I am called a white nigger.
Pick 'em up and lay 'em down. Right, right. Pick 'em up and lay 'em down. Right, right. Pick 'em up and lay 'em down. Right, right.
The Alabama National Guard, under federal direction, kept the hecklers at a distance and checked for bombs.
Right, right. I put blisters on the street. Right.
11 miles outside Selma, the marchers left Dallas County and came into neighboring Lowndes County.
Settled in my feet. Right, right. I got blisters on my feet. Right, right. Make me want.
While in Lowndes County, some SNCC members seized the opportunity to do some organizing of their own.
Right, right. Make me want to skip a beat. Right, right.
We were against the march. I, too, was against it. But again, I said it was a fait accompli. We couldn't stop it. King was going to have it, and there was no way to stop it. So all you had to do now is make a positive out of the negative. What I did was, when it entered Lowndes County, I would seek out all the people from Lowndes County who came to the march. I would get them, write down their names, record it, their addresses, and tell them, you know, listen, we're going to stay in Lowndes County. We're not going to pass through. They'd be excited to hear that. So the Black Panther Party was built off of the mobilization that King sprout out inside of Lowndes County, and he did us a perfect job.
Did the rain come down? Right, right. Lord, I thought I would have drowned. Right, right. Oh, the mud sure was deep. Right.
As they approached Montgomery, SCLC heard of a plot against Martin Luther King's life, but King refused to leave the march.
Right, right. That's why we're moving in a creep. Right, right.
Martin always wore the good preacher blue suit. And I figured, since we couldn't stop him from marching, we just had to kind of believe that it was true when white folks said we all look alike. So everybody that was about Martin's size and had on a blue suit, I put in the front of the line with him. And we all just lined up, but there were some very important people who felt as though they were being pushed back. But all of the preachers loved the chance to get up front in the front line with Martin Luther King. But I don't think to this day most of them know why they were up there.
We're marching on to freedom land.
54 miles and 5 days marching. They were now 25,000 strong.
As we travel the narrow way.
To me, there was never a march like this one before. There haven't been one since. It was a sense of community moving there. And as you walked, you saw people coming, waving, bringing you food or bringing you something to drink. You saw the power of the most powerful country on the face of the earth.
In the euphoria of the moment, no one could know the traditional civil rights movement would never again be the same. The fragile coalition that had shaped the movement for so long was coming to an end.
It was a great moment to go back to Montgomery, because you see, for us, it was returning to Montgomery after 10 years. And I kept thinking about 10 years earlier, how we were visibly just blacks. And when you looked at that march, you had Catholic priests and nuns, and you had other clergy, and you had a lot of white people. It was really a beautiful thing to pass Dexter Avenue and go toward the Capitol, marching together and listening to Martin's speech.
We must come to see that the end we seek is a society at peace with itself, a society that can live with its conscience. And that will be a day not of the white man, not of the black man. That will be the day of man as man. However difficult the moment, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long, because truth crushed earth will rise again. How long? Not long. Because no lie can live forever. How long? Not long. Because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. How long? Not long. Because mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath were stored. He's loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
President Johnson signed the Voting Rights Bill into law on August 6, 1965. By the following summer, 9,000 blacks registered to vote in Dallas County.